Hello everyone, today we'll discuss about model 3, that is session 3.5, kinesics, that is body language. Okay, so before I jump onto the definition, so what is kinesics, that is body language? Since by saying this you just interpret in your mind that body language, since you have to move something in your presentation, we have moved to something, you have to convey the messages. The main part of this body language is that if you want to speak without the words, then how do you communicate? You can communicate by using a hand movement, your leg movement. It depends upon the situation. For that reason, that part has an important role when you want to communicate without telling any words, without speaking. Okay, so that form of language of communication is known as kinesics, that is body language. Okay, physical movement of the body and the study is known as body language or kinesics. And Raymond and John are the authors of a book. To them, the definition is the way the body communicates without words, that is through various movements of its parts, by using the hand gestures, by nodding the head. If I ask you whether you understood or not whatever explained in the class, you'll nod a head, right? If you nod the head right and left, it means you understood. If you nod a head forward and backward, it means you understood, and vice versa. It depends upon the situation of how you convey the message to me. For that reason, the kinesics body language is an important role in communication. Okay, when we study body language, we look at the meaning of symbols, that the physical movements of the body communicate. Meaning of symbols in the sense, suppose if you want to tell two persons are there inside the room, then how you tell the front person without speaking the words? You communicate by using your hands and fingers, right? That there are two persons inside the room. So that specifies or that signifies meaning of symbols, that the physical movements of the body are communicating. So during this body language, some points you have to consider. The main points are maintaining eye contact, face and eyes gestures, body shape and position and appearance. All these are self-explanatory. I'll just give an idea of what these points are. Maintain eye contact. Now suppose you are giving a live presentation in front of a huge audience, so you cannot go there and stand straight stationary and give the speech whatever you have to give. You have to maintain the eye contact. You have to look at each individual, or you have to try to look at each individual. Like suppose you are running a campaign or you're running an election. During that election speech, you cannot stand still and give the speech, right? You have to convey the message to each and every of your supporters, for the people of which they support you. So you have to maintain a proper eye contact. Okay, during the eye contact, you have to uh, move your eyes based on what you speak, on how what they understand. So this is the one point of maintaining eye contact during the communication. Face and eyes. So face and eyes, first I'll explain the eyes part. Suppose if you understood, if you're listening some information that you never heard before, so you make your eyes huge, right? Or if you're getting bored in a class, you make your eyes low. So that expression you need to consider while conveying the message to the audience. If you're trying to explain the audience in a much more broader aspect of your knowledge, then you can change your face movement, change your eyes, making it big, huge, small, depending on the situation and explanation of how you give. So that depends. The face and eyes also depends on how the people look at you when you explain. So the second point regarding the kinesics. Third point, gestures. Okay, gestures. So what are gestures? Movement of anything of your body is known as gestures. With your hand, head, lips obviously, you speak from that. And legs in the sense you are walking from one point to another point, or if there is a blackboard, then you moved from the blackboard to the front desk of the individual, and vice versa. So gestures obviously plays an important role in its body language kinesics. Body shape and posture. Okay, body shape and posture in the sense, first I'll read the sentence. A third area of kinesics involves body shape and posture. For the body shape is concerned, we can't do much about it, since skin is by God. In the sense, suppose I'm a fat person, I can get thin. But what in case I'm a fat person now, but tomorrow I have a speech in international speech, so I cannot go as a thin tomorrow by itself. It's impossible. So whatever your shape is, you have to use your shape properly in order to convey the message and be much more interactive, that is knowledgeable, to give whatever knowledge you're trying to give the audience. Meaning the people doesn't consider the body shape, they consider how you convey the message, in what form, in what manner you convey the message. So that depends the body shape and posture. In this there are three. This is related to the people or human beings, how they are. The ectomorph, that is thin, youthful and tall. The mesomorph, strong, athletic, muscular. The endomorph, fat, round and soft. Okay, these physical shapes doesn't depend upon the people. People won't look whether you're ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph, but they, if you're endomorph also, then if you have the talent to convey the message, or you're a natural speaker, or you have the speaking capability, or you practice, and once your speak becomes much more good, then this ecto, meso, endomorphs doesn't matter. It matters how you convey the message, how you move your face, lips. Um, the first point is that maintain eye contact. Those matters, not the body shape. Everything depends upon how you speak, how you convey the message. Appearance. Okay, appearance in the sense. See, now professors in the college have to come in formals. If they come in jeans pant and all, then that brings an bad impression in the students, right? So they have to be formals. They have to be professional. That depends upon how you appear. In case of any presentation, you have to be in formals or in casual wear. Casual wear in the sense, any plain kind of clothing. If you wear any high garment, high styling, then that affects your look and feel of the audience. Appearance depends upon certain presentations like dance, like formal professional seminars and elections and all. So appearance, before giving anything, any speech, appearance matters. So this was about the kinesics, and apart from that, the four 5 points: maintain eye contact, face and eyes, gestures, body shape, and posture, appearance. So I'll move on to the next, that is proxemics. Okay, proxemics or space language. It's just like whatever people are inside your space, the space, suppose in it's a room, or it's in a friend circle, or it's in an office. That depends on how you communicate, how well you maintain the communication between them, and also the relation between them. So the definition is study of how we communicate with the space around us. So proximity, it comes from the word proximity. Proximity in the sense nearby. Okay, nearness and includes the space around us. A space around us depends upon your class, depends upon your friendships or friend circle, depends upon your office. Anywhere, everywhere you go, it depends upon which space on, or on your space, whoever you find. Okay, space language, it tells us as how people communicate with space. Space in sense, how many types of, or how many peoples are there, whether it might be friends, stranger, anyhow, anyone, how close or far they stand in relation to another person. Suppose I have a friend of friend, so how can I commit my friend of friend? Where they sit in a room, as I said, you where they sit in the room, it might be an office, classroom, or how they arrange the office furniture, all of which has a real impact of communication. Arrange the office furniture. This I'll explain in few seconds between these points. Okay, so this is the proxemics, and it's coming from the word, or it's related to the word proximity. Types of space are featured fixed space, semi-fixed feature space, and personal space. Featured fixed space. Before reading or jumping onto this, I'll explain. Suppose you're in office and there are three blocks. In one block, you have three members. In another block, so many members, and so on. In the block in which you are along with the three members, you communicate every day. You interact with when you have the lunch, and you go out for any kind of dinner, anything. So that becomes a strong communication. What if you are transferred to the another block, then you lose the contact with the first block people, right, for some time, as compared to the everyday time which you are spending between them. So that depends how, because the future fixed space, there was a fixed space, that is there was a fixed block every day. But in case you go to transfer, then you lost the touch, that is the everyday touch between them, right? So that depends upon how you maintain the relationship between the features fixed space. Okay, since I said you that impacts, that has a impact of how the of the that is arrange the office furniture. So since if you have moved to the another block, then it's difficult, but it depends upon the individual how they keep the contact in the people he used to interact in the first block. Semi-fixed feature space. The placement and arrangement of movable objects such as desk and chairs is referred as semi-fixed feature space. Suppose in a classroom, okay, if I tell some student to sit at the first bench till 5 days, again after 5 days I'll tell the student to sit on the last bench. So during the first and last bench, he might meet or make new friends prior to the second, third, fourth bench, or from the last, second last, and third last benches, right? So he make friends based on where he sits. So that depends, that is moving continuously, not in the fixed. Here it's fixed, but here is moving continuously, for that reason semi-fixed. And when it's in the continuous movement, you make a lot of communication with your spaces around. This all are another space, for that reason proxemics. Personal space. Suppose now you are a you can call CEO of a company. You have your own space, your own office. People come to you by knocking on your door or without checking, sir, can I come in? They cannot come as of in the sense they come in your personal space, then only you can communicate with those person. You can, it's not like the semi fixed feature space or feature fixed space. You have your own personal space, and whatever or whoever person comes in your space, you make the contact on you with the communication. So that depends. So the spaces depends on how you communicate, how to maintain the relationship. Our interaction with the people around us has for a well defined or well understood dimension. Dimension in the sense a fixed space like a square, like a rectangle of your room. Conversely, we can say that the spatial dimension or distance between us and other people tells us something important about our relations and the nature of our communication with them. Nature of the communication, since I said you knocking on the door, can I come in, sir? It depends. But in the case of this, you cannot say, sir, I can come in, because it's like a common office or common office premises or common office setting etiquette. Okay, so this were the proxemics of the 3 points, that is the personal space, semi-fixed feature space, and features fixed space. Okay, the next is space use. Proxemics is also considered the use of space by group of people, or group of people in sense you have a team, two teams, or depends upon those kind of space uses. People who begin conversation, those seated at the front are usually considered leader of the groups. If you want to make a good communication, you have to be the front person, or the you have to take the initiative of making a communication by talking to the stranger. If the same people are sitting in a row, the communication pattern will be of different nature. Okay, suppose in a class I made three people to stand on a bench. Okay, your communication differs from the rest of the two, so you come to know that different people have different type of communications. You'll understand and gain the knowledge from them. People seated around oval table will most likely communicate in the form of conference. Okay, it's like an office part where you want to discuss some project work, anything, any deadline. Everyone is aware some ways space is used to communicate in business organization like meetings, boardrooms, etc. Experts have identified three basic principles. There's people who, for people who enjoy higher status, the people higher people in the organization, and for senior peoples. Okay, the people who enjoy higher status in an organization are more and better quality spaces allotted, like the CEO. Suppose in CEO there are three managers, so CEO and managers have a fixed or spacious meeting rooms. The number of windows in the office and the office furniture is also commensurate with the rank of position. That depends upon, suppose in the government sector all everything is spacious or everything is posh, so that depends. That has the impacts like the windows, the fans, the ACs. The higher people in the organization protect within their territory, which is often closed. Many times the more status a person in the organization, the more difficult it is to see him over. Suppose in the case of army, I have the 5-star rating, and the two peoples also have the 5-star rating. So I'll be allotted a office or cabin which will be accessed by only of three of us, not anything. So the people will really see us during the meeting when we go inside the cabin and come out. So that signifies this sentence. For senior people in the organization, it's to invade the territory of lower status person. Suppose this is a team lead and the junior software developer. Suppose the junior software developer is working in this cabin in space, and team lead comes into it and communicate to ask anything about the project work, anything. So that signifies this sentence. Superiors usually can enter the subordinate's office at will. That is, the team lead can enter the junior software developer's office at any time, and also has the ability to phone the subordinates at almost any time. Suppose I'm the team lead, I'm asking you as a software developer whether that job is done, the project work is done. For that reason, this sentence is here. It's throwing the meaning. Okay, so this was about the proxemics and kinesics. Any doubts regarding this, just message me, and thank